we're the Welcome Down affiliates, and in this podcast, we're going to be talking about the effects of social media on society. I'm Mia, and introducing my co-hosts, Jared, Nayeli, Destiny, and Kiona, and we're going to be talking about the effects of social media. How do you guys feel about the effects of social media that has on society?
I think social media can be great, but it also has a lot of downsides. There can be a lot of misinformation on social media. I actually found this article a while back, and it stated on it, it was by Podium Articles, and it was in 2024, and it was like Arvance, and it stated that about 60% of Americans get their medical, like health information off of social media. This statement clearly shows that not a lot of people know where to get credible medical information, and because social media, everyone can just make something up. There cannot be 100% truth information on any social media platform. A lot of people nowadays have to know where to find real information, you know?
That's true. And piggybacking off of that, I get all of my news information from TikTok. It's just fast, it's quick, and it's easy. And that one Dylan page, I think it's called, it just has in-depth stories more than CNN, or it's less effort than turning on a TV and flipping to a TV channel. It's just like the scroll of a button on your phone, and then boom, you got the news.
I actually have a funny story.
Yeah.
When I was about 11 years old, my parents noticed a swollen lymph node on my neck. They looked into it, like using social media. They thought I had cancer.
Oh,
Yeah, we went to the doctor. I had mono.
Oh.
Yeah, that was good 2 weeks later.
that's good.
At least you didn't have cancer.
Yeah, I'll take that over anything.
I had a rash on my foot, and I didn't want to call the doctors because, it's such a hassle having to call them, wait 15 minutes, talk to a nurse, wait another 15 minutes just to get, a doctor on the phone. So I just searched it up on TikTok. Turns out I had athlete's foot. Yeah.
At least you didn't have cancer.
Anything's better than that.
Like, you ever look up stuff on Google and you're like, well, what's wrong with me? And they tell you you're going to die like 2 days later.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's why I don't look up stuff on the internet.
That's why it's not credible.
Yeah.
So,
Don't look up stuff on the internet, guys.
Yes.
Misinformation.
Speaking about searching up stuff on the internet, you can search up anything on the internet, especially on Twitter. Children are exposed to such violent content on there, and that could be really harmful.
Especially at a young age, yes.
Yeah, so much freedom to search up whatever, and it's just
I remember it was like
corrupting.
1 or 2 weeks after Elon Musk bought Twitter, my TL was just filled with people getting murdered.
Oh my God.
I think they did like a timeline reset, and that's all the videos I saw for about I think 3 or 4 weeks after he bought Twitter.
Yeah.
And definitely, yeah. I think
Imagine if I was a kid and I saw that.
Mhm.
That's traumatizing.
There should be guidelines.
I think the same thing
Absolutely.
happened on
It should be more
Instagram. Yeah. Like a bunch of people were
yeah, I had that on my feed for a while.
yeah, like a bunch of people were commenting on like how their Instagram feed was just filled with like people getting run over, people getting shot, people getting mugged, like very like graphic content. And my thing is at this day and age, a lot of people are giving their younger children more access to the internet than there was before. So it's if I feel like it would be traumatizing for a kid to just
It
go
can
on
really desensitize them to the topics.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they just got murdered. Like, like they need to know that that's something to be taken seriously, and not just reported for likes and views.
Yeah.
There's so many different things on the internet that parents need to be aware of. Nowadays, kids are getting phones at 6 years old with full access to the internet.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
No restrictions or anything.
I'm lucky. My parents didn't give me a phone until I was 17, and I had to pay for it.
What?
I mean, honestly, I feel like that's definitely a lot better than having fun at 6 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, you're lots smarter at 17 or 17 and 6 years old, so
So you've had a phone for a year now?
just about, yeah.
How's it been?
That's been great, having a phone. Just I can text people,
Wait, how would you communicate with your parents before?
I wouldn't.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I feel like there's like, it's ups and downs. Because what if something happened to Jared? He couldn't text his mom.
Actually, something did happen to me once. I almost got kidnapped.
Oh my god.
You know, I booked it home, and I was like even the cop, when I was getting talked to by the cop and he was right next to my dad, he was like, why doesn't he have a phone? He's like 13 years old. My dad's like, he doesn't deserve a phone yet.
Sorry.
Deserve a phone.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
When did you guys get your first like electronic or like let's say phone, like your actual phone?
I think I was like 10 or 11.
12?
My partner.
I haven't seen those in so long.
I know.
I got a flip phone when I went into 6th grade. I wouldn't pull it out until the end of
Oh
school.
my god, I'd be flipping it.
No.
I feel like a flip phone until the age of 15 is good because it keeps people off of those dangerous sites, and it's all the essentials that a kid really needs. Give them an iPad at home with parental controls, and then a flip phone when they go outside. If I had a flip phone, I could have prevented so much stuff from happening. You know?
You wouldn't have gotten kidnapped almost.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't have gotten a heat stroke on a walk home from work once.
Wait, what?
Yeah, a heat stroke.
Oh, when he was walking home.
Yeah, I couldn't like contact them, and it was like 100 degrees outside, and I had no water on me.
Wow.
I got home instantly to the ER.
Really?
Yeah, I'm good now. I'm clearly alive.
Um,
As you can tell.
I feel like social media also exposes us to a lot of unrealistic content, especially from influencers, models. A lot of their stuff is photoshopped and edited in a way that could really affect young girls' perspective on themselves. Like I know me personally, I always catch myself comparing myself to these influencers like, oh, why can't I look like them when they don't even look like that?
It's all
Have
filters.
you guys ever experienced that?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think especially just being like I don't want to exclude Jared, but like especially just being like a girl and you see stuff like whether it be TV, social media, just anything where you can view other people, you take that in and then you're like, okay, this is how society wants me to look, and then that's ingrained in your head. Like this is how I need to look, this is how I need to dress, this is how I need to act, and I think it's just so fun.
There's goods and bads to that, because a lot of people like they can use social media to like, kind of figure out what fashion is, what they want to look like, how to express themselves. Then there's like the negative effects of people looking at themselves, and they'll be fine. They'll feel like, oh, I look ugly because I don't like look exactly like this person.
Or there's influencers that'll say their body is natural or everything is natural when it's not. They've had like 15 surgeries and a BBL.
Yeah.
I think it's completely
BBLs is
unrealistic.
killing y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think, I don't know, very unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like those people that take trend and say, well, I'm natty. As they had like a freaking 6-pack, 2% body fat. This makes no sense.
Or you know what? It's insane how people are starting to normalize like unhealthy like skinniness. I think they're like,
Yes.
yeah,
I've seen this a lot too.
Like,
Yes, absolutely.
My waist disappeared.
yeah, but it
Like I
looks
can
like
see a rich
ripped.
girl.
Yeah, it's not healthy at
It's
all.
not giving hourglass.
I haven't had
Don't
a
eat a
period
burger.
for 6 months. Like,
Exactly. Yes, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
It's, what? That's not healthy.
no.
Tell people.
Like on a completely liquid diet.
Yeah, go to the doctor, please.
Scary.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
This is just all the negative effects of what social media can do, you know?
Yeah.
There's just too many like variables when it comes to it. Too many addictions that could be had. Screen addiction, especially. People get distracted so much in school that they don't even study.
Oh, I know.
People get home from college and watch TikTok instead of like writing their essay.
All right, not too much on me.
Holding us up.
Just get on YouTube.
I'd be like,
So much videos.
oh, I'm gonna be on TikTok for 2 minutes and it ends up being 2 hours. And
In 2
Where does
days.
the
You know?
time go?
yeah, where the time goes exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I could have done with 2 hours? Could have finished my homework.
You know what I've
That's not
noticed?
mine.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm scrolling through TikTok and the time disappears in the corner. Like my
I've noticed
time is
that
gone.
too.
Like they take
Is it
away the
really?
time from the corner, so like you're scrolling and you don't even know what time it is. Like I
That's
have to like
crazy. I've never
actually
noticed
go
that.
down, get out of the app, and then see what time it is.
What? I didn't know it
I
could do
didn't know
that.
that either. And that's funny because TikTok will also be the one to like send little TikToks on your page. Okay, time to get off of TikTok.
Oh yeah, time to go to sleep. Like,
Oh, they don't care. They just want to
Oh, now you care. Like,
Now that you got your money out of my time. Yeah.
and not just that, but there's so many weird people online, and like they like sit behind a screen and they feel protected, and there's a lot of child predators, especially like giving your child a phone at such a young age. They're exposed to people who are constantly trying to, you know, like come for
I
them.
feel like that just makes children like an easy target,
Yeah.
especially on social media, because they don't really know what they're doing. You know, they're still developing, and you're just gonna be talking to random strangers on the
Any
internet.
social platform, for example, Roblox. You don't know what age other people are, who they are,
Yeah.
where they're from.
Have you ever seen the videos of them, like the kids like talking to strangers on like Roblox and like meet up at their house? It's like scary. I don't know if you guys seen that or not.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah. Like no.
There's also the parents of children exploiting their children for views. I've seen there was a popular child TikToker. Her name was I think Harper, and her mother was posting videos of her and like revealing clothes, and she's like 3 months old, 3 years old, and in the video had tons of saves, tons of comments that she should stop doing this and private her videos, but she wanted the views, I guess, because she kept it up, and yeah, there's many cases of that I think happening.
I don't know if you guys have seen the documentary. I saw it
Yes.
on TikTok, but it was like about a young girl and her mother was, like you said, exploiting her.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad how like your own mother can put you in such a situation just to make money off of you.
Yeah.
Like not caring like to what people do with your image on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what if that kid grows up and then they go out on their own, like they're hanging out with friends at the mall or something, and just a random stranger comes up to you and is like, "Hey, I remember you from TikTok."
And like what you were wearing.
I know, like I'm
yeah.
a child, leave me alone.
I don't remember this.
They need to be given their space and their time to be children because, you know, I feel like I had a really good childhood. I was able to go outside. I wasn't stuck on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other topics you want to talk about before I move on to our next segment?
Any other thoughts? Alright, now that we talked about the harmful effects of social media, how do you guys think social media impacts relationships?
It can affect relationships a lot. I found this article. It was by the Greenhouse National Institute of Economics and Accounting, and it was in 2024. And it stated that people that watch TikTok are heavily influenced, especially if they are young adults or minors. The older people that got tested weren't really heavily influenced, and that could go into relationships. Imagine a young couple in high school, and one of them sees a video of like the most perfect relationship on TikTok, and then they get spiteful about it, and they end up just ending their own relationship because they don't feel like they're getting enough. There's a standard that they think they need to hit, but it's not there. It's unrealistic because everyone on their TikTok just makes their life look like everything in their life look perfect.
Yeah, they don't show the
all
the
curated.
flaws or the arguments or the bad times in a relationship. Kind of just sets, like you said, unrealistic standards.
Yeah, like a honeymoon phase that they think goes on forever.
I also think they set like rules. I mean, I feel like you shouldn't really need to do that in a relationship. Kind of just depends on you two. And I feel like I see that on that TikTok a lot, like 3-month rule, or you got to do this and that. I don't really think you should do that. It just really depends on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, move at your own pace. Exactly. What about you, Nyla?
I saw in the Pew Research Center, 51% of American adults said that they believe that their partner is constantly being distracted by their phone on social media. Have you guys ever experienced something like that where you think your partner is being distracted and their attention is
Not,
somewhere
nec-
else?
not necessarily my partner, but my best friends. We used to do like a group school since I was homeschooled when I was younger, and they would constantly be on their phone and not even like learning anything. And I'd get mad at that. And especially when we would go hang out afterwards, I would like go like try to do stuff with them, and then they'll be like this, just staring at their phone the entire time, just watching YouTube or something. It kind of takes away a social aspect of hanging out with friends when everyone's just so distracted.
Do you think that you not having a phone, like, was something good towards you building relationships?
I think it was. It made me a lot more sociable. Especially when I'm on the swim team, I didn't just get on my phone as soon as I hopped off the pool. I would go out and just talk to my friends and we'd go like hang out until like 8 p.m. Then I would finally go home.
He's just dumping out the diving board. And he's on his phone on the way down.
Dude, some people I swear would if they could.
It's crazy. What about you? What do you think, Justin?
There's so many like pros and cons to social media because of when it comes to like relationships. Mostly because like as you said, like most couples when they have social media, they're like they see other couples and then they're like, okay, well, why doesn't my relationship look like that? But I also feel like there's another side to it where you live somewhere and unfortunately your partner has to like move somewhere else So now you guys have like 2 to 3 hours in between you, like distance wise. So I feel like social media would help for that. Like it would make you feel like a little bit more connected.
Connect you guys. Yeah.
That's a
I mean,
good-
that could also.
good,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good
'cause
way to look at it.
Imagine a relationship without social media. How would you guys contact each other?
You just have to
Like
keep
text
calling them.
Write
Mailing,
letters.
email, write letters.
Send you letter by owl.
Yeah, or yeah,
By pigeon.
by
By pigeon,
horseback. Yeah.
Hear ye, a letter from my love.
And they
Yeah.
say chivalry's dead.
I feel like sometimes texting your partner too much, it can lead to you guys having nothing to talk about when in person. Because like sometimes I just don't know what to talk about. And like we already texted about everything. Like you already know how my day went because I was constantly letting you know how my day went, you know? Like there was never a moment where I didn't tell you something. So then when we're together, like we run out of topics of conversation.
Like you sit there in silence for like 10 minutes and like, so what do you have planned for tomorrow?
I feel like it could also like leave you guys at some distance for yourselves, at least time for
Yeah.
yourselves. Because I feel like if you guys are contacting so much throughout the day, what do you guys want to talk about at the end of the day? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can also just do that and burn out on each other's attention.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want that time to feel special.
Or sometimes I don't want to watch the 100 TikToks you sent me.
You're gonna heart and react.
Sometimes I would like to be alone.
Sometimes I don't want to reply to every single one.
Yeah.
You got any other things you want to talk about this segment? Nothing else?
I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like it kind of just shows like really unrealistic standards, and it kind of doesn't show the bad in relationships and only shows the good. So I feel like a lot of people kind of just bash on their own relationship because they don't see that on social media all the time.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they should show more of the bad as well, because like I said, it does set unrealistic standards. But other than that, it could also be good. It could connect you guys as well.
Yeah.
What's any other thoughts? All right, now that we talked about the impact social media on relationships, let's talk about the good effects of social media on society. What do you guys think?
Social media can have so many good impacts, especially during like a crisis time like COVID-19. Social media is like a perfect medium that really embraces contact. And it's probably why so many people like were able to make it through COVID-19 without any crazy mental health breakdowns.
Mhm.
You know, they're able to like, get there, see what everyone else is doing, so they don't feel so lonely.
Yeah, social media can definitely help you make friends with people who share your interests and your values, who might not be around you, you know.
I feel like social media is also like a good marketing too, like a good marketing spot. Like if you're starting a small business, that's a good way to go.
Yeah, like TikTok creators. Yeah, they have a place where they're able to, like you said, market their items and
Yeah.
make
Um,
videos.
Sorry. When the presidents on how they use TikTok to campaign their campaigns and reach to younger audiences, because now that we're at a voting age, it's important for us to be informed. But they gear their videos more towards us, so it's kind of it's like a back and forth, pro and con.
What about you, Justin?
To me, there is a very, like there's a lot. I feel like there is a lot of good that can come from social media. Like you said, like TikTok shops and stuff. Creators can market, profit, and just get stuff in. And especially like during COVID, like I know for myself, I would have crashed out during COVID if I wasn't able to talk to my friends because I don't like staying inside. I like going out. I like doing stuff. I like talking to my friends. So the fact that during COVID, especially since at the beginning of it, we were all like, yay, no school. And then towards the end, we're like, okay, I want to leave my house forever.
Yeah, during COVID, I was, it's not me, but my dad was like immunely compromised. So we were, and like from the beginning of COVID, we started isolating in January of 2020. And then I was finally able to go hang out with friends in May of 2021.
More than a year?
It
You
was
had
just,
COVID for a year?
no, we had lockdown for a year because we didn't want to risk like given my dad COVID-19. We didn't know how dangerous it was. We only waited till we got vaccinated to really leave.
You're strong.
So you have
mentioned how social media spread awareness so quickly for everyone to be able to take those protective measures. Without social media, we wouldn't have really known what was going on. We'd still be coughing in each other's faces, sneezing, exchanging germs as we please. But thanks to social media, like we were able to learn so quickly about it, and schools were able to shut down, and yeah, it was
Take the proper precautions.
Exactly,
for
yeah.
that, yeah.
And I feel like places like became since COVID, I feel like places became like a lot more cleaner, and people became like I don't want to say antisocial, but they
More
became
self-aware.
huh?
Self-aware of their
Self-aware of
Of
like
their
their
nastiness.
their bubble, their bubble, and like what they were touching, how they were touching it, and just
What's going on around them. Just having general awareness of where you are, who you are, and what's going on around you. It's perfect. And social media is just perfect for just helping people realize if they're going through a time. Like, I know so many creators that were like anorexic on social media, and because of their viewer base, they were able to get help, and it pretty much saved their lives. This person, I think, was like 5'9" and like 100 pounds when they were posting like in like cosplay on TikTok, and now they're like 140 pounds. They're healthy now. Like, TikTok can save lives, but then again, there are multiple downsides to TikTok. You know,
it can also take lives.
it really can.
Cyberbullying. Have you guys seen that stuff with Sienna May? How there was accusations of sexual harassment that she did, but that they turned out to be false, and it ruined her life. And she was so young; she was like 16.
They turn out to be false?
Yeah, they were false.
I've heard about this too, but I didn't know that they were false.
Yeah, they were
That's
false. He
crazy.
came out and he apologized for it. I think.
I still thought she
did.
did it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, it sounds really bad to say, but you
Yeah.
know, like, you just don't really know about like
exactly.
the full story
Yeah.
behind everything.
That's sad. She's really pretty too.
She is. And body positivity too and everything.
She was a baddie.
She is.
I mean, every social media platform has its goods and bads. But I feel like, me personally, I like Twitter. You know, there's a lot of fact checking. A lot of places like are so biased, and it really hits my heart because I only want it for the truth. I only go on there, and there's a simple philosophy I follow: always believe the truth, but only believe what you can fully believe is credible. And when I see all these claims go up all the time in social media, I can't help but laugh because all these people like make these claims with no credibility. But I feel like for me, Twitter has a lot of credibility behind it. Of course, if the people are sketchy, just do a background search, see what they've done, what they've studied in the past. It's not really that hard to do, but people don't know how to do it. And that's why getting educated, listening to podcasts like this, you're able to fully understand how to evaluate if someone knows what they're like talking about,
It's also just a tedious process. I think a lot of people wouldn't, I guess, want to put in the effort into background searching every person, so they just like take it at face value, regardless of their past history.
Yeah. Too many people believe
Yeah, go little.
this world needs more critical thinkers, and that's why good community colleges support that.
And something about me, I really like seeing what other people are doing. I don't know if I'm just nosy like that, but I find like other people's lives so interesting. So I'm like, oh wow, she went so and so like here and there, I'm like, makes me happy.
Love this for you.
Yeah.
especially because like for me, I find it hard to continue a conversation with people or like check in with people. So it's nice to me when I see like people I followed like back on my Instagram back in middle school, and I see their story and I see them like going to Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god,
That's
look at you!
Oh yeah.
Proud of you.
So proud of you.
That's
Living your life.
also kind of cool how you can keep in touch with people like you used to go to school with, like in middle school. You don't probably see them now, but you still see what they have going on.
Examples like these are like perfect for knowing how to use social media properly. I feel like social media is used at its best when everyone is uplifting each other, not like tearing each other down. I've seen some of my friends go through so many like mental crises on Twitter because they get cyberbullied. But like a lot of the times, like the longer they're there, the more people they're are acquainted with, and they kind of just get more and more support.
And the good thing about social media is if you're getting cyberbullied, just turn off your phone.
You can block them too.
Yes,
Yeah,
turn
like,
it off.
There's no need to be cyberbullied. Like, just turn your phone off. They're not gonna come get you.
Delete the app.
And if they
Or-
do, call the cops.
Yeah, they might
Yes.
actually call the cops. They might try. Charlie D'Amelio, do you remember Peaches? And how she tried
Oh.
to, she showed up to her house,
Wait, really?
or something like that. Yeah.
I thought she went to.
That's crazy.
She went to a lot of people's house. Peaches.
That's true. Yeah.
But there's something weird about it. She was off.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
not normal.
I mean, in certain instances, you can't just turn the phone off, but like, you know,
True.
For the most
most
part,
instances,
yes.
yes, unless they're going to your house.
Then
call the police.
worry.
Call the police.
Yes.
So
Don't wait.
don't tell social media. Call 911.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't start recording them and then post it on Instagram. Just use your phone for something else.
Yeah, social media. I feel like overall, its benefits just far outweigh its like falsities. Like everything on social media can be used so well, but it's all about the user nowadays. You know, it's built to uplift people, but like people can use it for hate, and I think more people need to know how to use it to uplift people. Do we have any more ideas what we want to talk about?
Is that all, guys?
No.
Alright. Now that we talked about the effects, the harmful effects social media has on society, the impact it has on relationships, and the good that it has on society. Again, I hope you learned something in this podcast. I'm Mia. This is your co-host Jared, Nayeli, Destiny, and Kiana. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys another day. Bye.